Fast-moving developments tonight. The second American infected with Ebola here at home, another nurse in Dallas. 29-year-old Amber Vinson, a member of the medical team that cared for Thomas Duncan, the Ebola patient who later died. Those images coming in just a short time ago, that nurse being rushed to the airport in Dallas to be flown to Atlanta, where she will now be cared for in a biocontainment unit. We have exclusive images tonight from inside that plane, our team there, as the call came in for that flight crew that is now rushing her to Atlanta. We were shown the plastic protection inside the plane. There are many questions tonight. This new nurse had flown across the country not knowing she was sick. Did authorities ever tell her that her colleague, that other nurse, had Ebola? Was she ever warned not to get on a plane? Meantime tonight, Frontier Airlines and the CDC scrambling to track down the other passengers on that flight from Cleveland to Dallas. As we ask, when was the plane decontaminated? Because it flew for 5 more flights. President Obama speaking moments ago, convening an emergency meeting at the White House, and one Dallas official saying tonight they are preparing for more possible Ebola cases, calling it a very real possibility. We do have team coverage here this evening, and we begin in Dallas with ABC's Tom Llamas tonight. Tom, good evening.
David, good evening. We're told Amber Vinson is ill, but not seriously ill. The CDC deciding today 2 Ebola patients at this general hospital, too many. Amber Joy Vinson in a full hazmat suit tonight, walking onto that high-tech biocontainment plane heading to Atlanta. The Associated Press reporting she had close contact with Thomas Eric Duncan, inserting catheters, drawing his blood. No word yet on exactly how she became infected.
This is a heroic person, a person who dedicated her life and is dedicating her life to helping others and is a servant leader. This is a person with their life before them.
Last Friday, 2 days after Duncan died, Amber Vinson flying to Cleveland to visit her mother and plan her wedding. But while she was there, back in Dallas, her fellow nurse, Nina Pham, developing a fever, going to the hospital, diagnosed with Ebola. The very next day, Vinson getting on a Frontier Airlines flight with 132 other passengers and flying home to Dallas. The CDC tonight trying to track down those travelers. Then yesterday, troubling news. Vinson developing a fever, driving herself to Texas Health Presbyterian Hospital. Within 90 minutes, she was in isolation. Tonight, a new journey. This specially outfitted plane flying Vinson to Emory. Look at these exclusive images. The isolation room inside, the stretcher for the patient, separate quarters for the medical team. Everything sealed to avoid contamination. In Dallas today, Vinson's neighborhood on edge. Police knocking on 300 doors before sunrise to tell neighbors of the Ebola patient living among them. Juan Quesada had an officer on his doorstep at 6 a.m.
When I read here that the likelihood of contracting Ebola is extremely low, it kind of concerns me because right now it's knocking on my door.
Tonight, those 75 healthcare workers who treated Duncan still being monitored. The Dallas mayor warning more Ebola cases could emerge.
It may get worse before it gets better, but it will get better.
High anxiety among some of those doctors and nurses. An Associated Press review of Duncan's medical records revealing he had been in the hospital for 2 days before people treating him started wearing hazmat suits. A national nurses union says several nurses are complaining of serious safety lapses, that it took several hours to put Duncan in isolation, that their protective clothing left skin exposed, and that potentially infectious waste was piling up. The hospital vowing to respond to those concerns. Right now, they're focused on treating Nina Pham, still in good condition, video chatting with friends.
She's just so positive. She doesn't feel and have any doubts about her care or anything like that.
Last night, Pham even called to check on her dog Bentley, now in quarantine himself. And David, tonight, besides the CDC's special Ebola response team, experts from Emory University have flown in just to treat Nina Pham. David?
Tom Llamas leading us off tonight. Tom, thank you.